Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. I thought I would show you real quick how I make these. First of all, I get these sketchbooks, which are like the perfect size for, oh, and this is going to shake every time because you're attached to the table. Because it makes great sizes for putting things on tags and journal cards. And of course, if you're doing an ATC, you can just draw them this way because that's probably about the similar size to an ATC card. ATC card, that's redundant. These are 3.5 by 5 inches, and what? Yeah. So yeah, if you're doing three ATC sizes, you could fit 2 on there. But I like them bigger. That's just me. Closer to this 4 to 5 inch size. So these are some that I've made. They're very similar because I do them pretty much similarly. I got 2 on this one, and then I usually will cut them out. So here's some that I have cut out. I get really I'm a little extra with cutting out the inside bits. So I've just been using my alcohol markers. You can use any markers. I like the alcohol ones because you can kind of do a little bit of shading sometimes. Yeah, this one I think that one actually might be Tombow marker, and this one's a Tombow marker. So the Tombow markers are water soluble. This one, it was kind of dark when I did the outlines, so it's really off, but that's okay. Sometimes you might want something like that. So the size paper is not important. If you want pieces that are a certain size, just mark off your paper for that. I'm starting with the alcohol marker, so I put a little sheet of paper under there to protect that. I like the Faber-Castell. Use what you have. If you have Crayola markers, use Crayola markers. If you have crayons, just use crayons. So I just basically, I don't like to put my black lines in first because I don't know where my center stem is going to be. And the center stem, all right, let me show you how a lot of people might start out drawing a flower, a plant, you know, botanicals like this. They might start like this, which if you're using a pencil is fine, and then, you know, do their leaves off like that. So then you've got this line and everything has to go off of that line. And I like to have some places where, like, maybe you have a leaf that is kind of blocking that line. So I like to put my line in last, because, or you could use pencil. That would be another way to do it. And then I like there to be leaves behind and whatnot. That's why I like to come in with a marker first. So I will do that. I mean, you could even come and I could use this as kind of a template so that I know, oh, this is how I want my leaves to kind of be. You know, I kind of want one that comes up in the middle here, and then one that comes off like that, and then that one there, and this one might overlap it a little bit, and that one there, and that one can come off like that. This one might come up like this. I usually don't overlap when I'm doing them, you know, like I won't come all the way down on that one. That'll just be the one that goes underneath. Let's see. So if it helps, then draw your line underneath, which I have not been doing, but you know, that's why all mine go straight up. And sometimes I will go down with it. Sometimes they're just round, so it doesn't really matter. I do different sizes because if you ever look at plants, they are not all exactly the same size. You can always add more in later too. You know, if it doesn't feel full enough. This one I'm making kind of full. And often I will kind of do just kind of some on the bottom that either droop down or droop up, because why not? So that is the leaves. Just kind of randomly put them on there. Not randomly. I think about it. They're not as random as I say. So now I'll come through and just kind of follow. See, I wouldn't want it to come out from here. So we're going to pretend that the stem comes underneath this leaf and then comes down like this. So I'm doing like a really thin double line here. And then this is coming down and that goes up like that. It doesn't, it's really, you don't have to overthink it. Sometimes I do. Just kind of little lines off of there. And I just kind of try to put it behind. So like this one would be coming off like that. This one might be coming around like that. And this one might be kind of attached to that one. Who knows, really? That one can be like that. And see, this one, we're pretending comes up behind the leaf. And maybe ends here. We just don't see where it ends. You know what I mean? So it ends here. We just don't see it. And then I will just trace these. Kind of do a little squiggly sometimes, because you know I don't like my leaves to be perfect, and it's just something I do. You don't have to do the squiggly lines. You can totally just do your leaves nicely. You don't have to do like me. I try not to line them up across like that. I wasn't thinking right there. Let's see, this one, I think I'll have that one be on the outside. And this one's behind them. And that one. And we got a little weird stuff going down here, but that's alright. It's alright. Your leaves can be. And this one comes up in front of that one, but behind that one. Because why not? If you want that little this look of something kind of sticking in there but doing the squiggly line kind of scares you, just follow the line and then just do little hash marks like that, just tiny little hash marks, just to give you that little, hey, I'm a little rough little plant, and you know. So then you can do just your little flick, the little flicks. That one comes up from the middle. You can do one or more. Usually if it's coming from behind, it you know, you're just seeing the end of it, not the whole thing. Try to kind of go with the direction that the leaf is going. You could do one, you could do two, you could do three, you could do whatever floats your boat. Like some of the bigger ones I might do 2 or 3. Some of the smaller ones might just get 1 or 2. Just kind of, there you go. And then I usually will cut them out. If I think about it ahead of time, I might try not to make my inside bits too short. Let's see, I'm gonna go like that with my stem. And then you can just, if you can either color your stem completely black, or you could just do little cross hatches so that it's got some darkness but not totally completely black. And that's what I've been doing, and I get them. I make a whole bunch, as you can see. Like, I did about 8 this morning, just cause. And so then also, if you end up with, like, you know, something you like, you can then kind of trace that and use that as your template for more if you want to. Like this one I don't love. I think I could, I mean, I like it. I just want to probably work on it some more. Let's see. So yeah, if you could even do something like that, like, because I haven't done that yet, so let's try something new on camera. Yeah, that's smart. So I can kind of see that. Let's use a different color. I do love this blue. So now I'm just going to kind of use those stems that I have drawn on there, and just kind of follow those and draw some leafy bits. Sometimes a leaf is only going to show you its side, so it won't be as wide as the other leaves. And sometimes, you know, there might be like a little smaller leaf. The leaves are not all the same size. Let's see, let's come up here. Got lots of people talking in my neighborhood. Hopefully I'll remember that that one's like that. Let me get this one up here. Alright, this is like, I didn't think about doing this before, like doing the lines underneath. Sorry, my hand keeps hitting the table, which then moves you guys. But you know, where else am I going to put the camera? That's where it attaches to. So I'm not worried about if I cover some of the lines. I do kind of want to keep that under there so I can kind of see where my lines are. Kind of, whoops, there goes the cover, whatever. So, let's see. So that line goes there. That line kind of goes there. This one kind of comes through here. This one here, people are doing yard work. Sorry, not sorry. I have no control over that. That might come down through there. This one. So I just kind of, sometimes I'll start with the lines, sometimes I'll start with the petals. It really doesn't matter. And then just outline your leaves that you put in. So that one kind of covers right there. We're not worried about getting them in there perfectly. These are like little hearts almost, like funky little weird looking hearts, huh? Whoops, sorry, was I getting off camera? And this one's going to be in the front. But see how it allows you to go in front of the stem and you don't have to worry about erasing the stem. And that one can come out like that. And I'm not worrying about, you know, if I outline it perfectly, if I want to, I can come back in and add a little bit of marker to that, or I can just leave it like that. I've seen plenty of people do them just like that. Alright, so this one, I am not doing my squiggly lines. So I think what I'll do is come back through and do the little hash marks, the little, you know, little lines here and there, and not necessarily everywhere. I wanna go with you everywhere. Do, 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 do. And then this one would probably be coming around like that. And this one, don't know. And that one. And I mean, I hadn't done one with like branches going off. I don't hate it. Let's see. And then you could just do like a little line coming like that if you want to. You could fill it in or do little stripes coming down it, or polka dots, or just leave the line. You could use a darker color marker. Just kind of making kind of V's, kind of funny little V's. They don't have to be centered every time. And you know, the size of the leaf determines the size of your V, I guess. And if it doesn't look full enough, you could always add some more feathers. Why do I want to keep calling them feathers? Oops, that one comes up the side. That's all right. Just, what do you do when that happens? You just make sure you do another one like that so that it looks like it was on purpose. That leaf was just turned a little bit more funny. It crosses in the middle, not a problem. That's not a big deal. We're embracing imperfection. We're not gonna worry about it too much. So that looks cute like that. If I want to, I could come through and do little tiny little stripes all the way down. You can do it on all of them or just some of them. You know, if you want to do some more doodling and add some more pattern and texture, that would be a way to do it. And it's just and you don't have to worry about if your lines cross. If you don't want the line shown, then just do your side lines again. But I'm not worried about if the lines go over or not. It's not something I want to stress about. There we go. And then, like I said, if you want to make some for your ATC cards, you can just do it this way, and this should fit on an ATC card. So I kind of usually go up, but then sometimes what I've been doing is kind of coming down with my little leaves. So I've got some going down, some going up. See, that's what I've been doing. I've just been doing them randomly like that. And then some of them will attach, some of them go off to the side a little bit more. So let's see, this, like that. So sometimes on the thinner leaves, I will kind of do that, like the leaf is folded up. Oh, I forgot to do the little tick marks on the other one, didn't I? And sometimes I don't even worry about if I fill it in all the way. You know, maybe there's a little weird little highlight on my plant. It's fine. This one I did without thinking, and you know what? I don't hate it. It's just a fun little plant. This one kind of looks like it should be folded up a little bit. Maybe this one is folded. You know, you kind of do that for your little fold. Little flick, flick, flick. Whoops. Oh, you could do flicks from both ends. You just probably only want one from the other end. But this is how my friend Cheryl does it. She'll do like a little V and do like a little flick. Just kind of gives your leaves a little bit of indentation. Maybe come over here on the side and there. I don't know. Now it looks like it has fangs, but that's okay. Little flicks. I usually do the flicks from this end, but I forgot and did them from the other end. So this one's going up like that. Just kind of follow your leaf. And like a lot of times if you have like a little indentation like here, that's a good place for a little, you know, little thing. So that makes it small enough to fit on an ATC, which is an artist trading card. What are they, 2.5 by 3.5 or 2 1/4 by 3 1/4? I don't know, but that's why doing it this way works. So, and sometimes my favorite ones are the ones that I really didn't put any thought into, you know. I'm just randomly putting, these are almost like little splashes, but you know. Let's see, I do like when they overlap a little. And then we'll add some definition when we add in our lines. And of course, if you have like a very large piece, that also will work. And now you're just tracing the lines that you put. So, I mean, if you can draw with a marker. So we have this little bit of green there. I am going to color that in and make that a long leaf there. Just work with what I've got here. And just kind of come in here with little lines, a little cross hatching on here. Why not? And I can come back in, just fill this in, and you know, can fill in, can have them come off outside of the, see where some of these are coming kind of outside of the petals. I'm okay with that. I can do that some more if I want to. I could come in with the brown for this little stem down here, which those little hash marks have just given us a little bit of a shading at the bottom now. So yeah, I really kind of like the ones where I just don't even trace anything. I just randomly put the lines on there. So now if I want to, I can come back in. This works best once your alcohol markers are dry. So like where I have these petals coming over, make those a little bit darker. And then just kind of in the center. Doesn't have to be the center, it can be the ends. Just kind of darken that a little bit for a little bit of shading. And then of course, wherever you have like a leaf under another leaf, then you would have a little shadow there. So you can just kind of put a little shadow on there if you want to. Or you can have like the shadow on the bottom of all the leaves. I don't know. Alcohol markers, they give you the opportunity to do a little blending and whatnot, because when you go over with more layers, you can darken it up. So yeah, that is my quick little video for today and how I've been making these and making them so quickly. What was that? And shaking the table. So like 20 minutes, and I did 4 colored, and I haven't cut them out. That takes longer. And that's just all I do. You just do your little petals all over, and that's it. So I hope you guys will try it. Tag me on Instagram. Darcy's Mixed Media is what I am on Instagram. If you make them, I'd love to see them. And I hope you guys have a delightful day. Love you.